There's buckets here completely filled to capacity. The walls are soaked, there's damp and mould growing on the walls, and Lewisham Homes have done absolutely nothing.
Our observer Kwadwo Tweneboa has become known as Britain's housing hero. Since 2021, he has been travelling up and down the UK, visiting substandard homes and documenting the poor conditions on social media.
I myself grew up in social housing and I grew up in very, very poor conditions. In my home, for example, I had cockroaches, mice, damp, mould, a missing ceiling for winter, a kitchen that was nearly 100 years old that was so damp it was falling to bits and infested with woodlice, poor security to the house. And we were ignored. We were ignored by our landlord for many months, if not years. And my dad became ill in this property. He was diagnosed with cancer, esophageal cancer, and he was receiving medical treatment in those sorts of conditions. And our landlord simply didn't care. So what I did was I decided to turn to social media and I took pictures and videos of the inside of my home and I uploaded them onto social media. It went viral.
This is the tenant's cooker that they're expected to use. 2 young children here, Lewisham's aware of it, and this is how they're having to live.
Tweneboa's posts are spurring landlords into action after decades of neglect. After this video was posted on social media, the family who lived here was moved out to a hotel within 24 hours by the housing developer, and they have since been allocated to a new home.
This is a tenant I've spoken to in Liverpool who's had his home completely flooded between 25 and 30 times.
I've been into homes that have been flooded with raw sewage and tenants are forced to live in it. You name it, I've seen it. I've taken people to hospital because part of a ceiling had collapsed on a lady as she was dishing up and serving her dinner in her kitchen. There was a disabled tenant, for example, a disabled man that went nearly a year without a toilet in his property because they wouldn't come and fix it.
This is the worst case I've seen in terms of damp and mould.
And sadly in the UK, we see time and time again, every now and again, a story crop up where people are dying in their homes as a result. Recently, a 2-year-old boy died as a result of living in a home filled with damp and mould, and his parents had been complaining since before he was alive, and they actually found mould in his lungs and in his blood too after he had passed away. I'm receiving people telling me they're living in similar conditions, not just in the UK, but from Northern Ireland, from Paris. What shocks me the most is the amount of people able to relate to it, not just in the UK, but beyond. People living in similar conditions, if not even worse.